morning from Station here in Singapore, friends. I got some locals showing me around today. We got Edwin and Jessie. And Edwin, you are a licensed tour guide here in Singapore, doing really cool tours. Right. Where are you going to be taking us today?
So today, I'm going to bring all of us to the eastern neighborhoods of Geylang Serai, what we call the Malay Heartland, as well as the Peranakan Chinese rich heritage neighborhoods of Joo Chiat Road and Katong.
Amazing. These are areas that probably regular tourists don't really go to.
Most tourists stick to the downtown core of Singapore, so they don't really come out to these eastern neighborhoods of Singapore. But so today we're going to do something different for Alina.
Fabulous, amazing. And Edwin's details will be in the description, guys, so definitely check him out for a local experience, but also you do tours of like the downtown, the real history of Singapore, so definitely check him out. So guys, before we actually get to some of the food centers that we're going to go to, Edwin was just telling me about how public housing works here in Singapore, right? Like you said 80% of Singaporeans live in public housing.
Yeah, so about 81% of Singaporeans live in public housing.
Yeah.
Now the notion of public housing in Singapore is different from how public housing is defined in other countries.
Yeah.
So in Singapore, how it works is that the reason why it's called public housing is because the government built it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's called public housing. But what the government does is that they sell the apartment to you for a lease of 99 years. So you're actually buying a lease.
Oh, so you don't own it.
You own it.
For only 99 years.
Yes, correct. Yeah. What's interesting is that, you see, the Singaporean people, we are made up of three major ethnic groups, the Chinese, the Malays, and the Indian Singaporeans.
Yeah.
So how did the government use public housing to unite everyone as one united people is they set a quota system. So in every housing estate, there is a quota of how many Chinese households, Indian households, Malay and other minority households can live in one housing estate, so that we make sure there's a good mix of different races together.
That's cool.
That's how you gel everyone together
as
one people.
That's really interesting.
This is one way that the government does, right? Public housing.
So Edwin, where are we right now?
So we are at the Geylang Serai market, the fresh food market.
Yeah.
So here you get to see stores selling seafood, selling meat, vegetable, fruits, and so on.
Awesome.
So let's have a little walk through this area.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, now we get into the produce. Does Singapore grow its own produce, or it's usually all imported?
Most of our produce are imported, right?
Yeah.
Singapore has a very small agriculture sector.
Yeah.
Although we aim to be self-sufficient in food production, in our nutritional needs by 30%.
Oh, that's pretty
by
good.
the year 2030. Most of the food are imported. Vegetables come from all over the world, mostly from Malaysia, from India, from China, from Australia as well. And the beef and the lamb that you saw, right, mostly from Australia and New Zealand. And the seafood, mostly from the waters around here, as well as from the neighboring countries of Indonesia, from Malaysia, from Thailand. So right now, let's go upstairs to the hawker food center and check out the cooked food area.
Okay.
This is the hawker center. Right?
Amazing.
The cooked food area.
Let's do it.
this one first.
Yeah.
This is this shop is called the original Vade.
The original what?
Vade.
Vade.
V-A-D-A-I. So it's like a prawn. It's a dough fritter.
Yeah.
Fried dough fritter with prawn on it. So it's a local concoction. So I would say this is a different Vade from whatever you can find in India.
Only in Singapore.
Only in Singapore. So this is a homemade, Singaporean made. We have the Kota, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a Malay street snack, right?
Yeah.
But I would say it's a Singaporean street snack, right? With Malay origin, right? So you have this. This is either coconut leaves or palm leaves that they use to wrap the food. Okay. In there is this grilled, nicely, freshly grilled fish paste with coconut milk, tapioca starch, and various spices like turmeric, chili,
Yep.
and so on.
What do you think?
Very nice, very fragrant.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a popular street snack in Singapore.
Jessie, do you want to do the honors for the next snack here? Let's try your reaction first on these guys.
So I had it before,
Yeah.
but this one is fresh and warm, so I'm sure it's good. Yeah. So
Really
you can
good?
have it with the shell as well.
And
Yeah.
sometimes to
that's
eat it with the wade, they give you this fresh
Oh.
green chili. So you take a bite of this, and you take a bite of this, you take a bite of this again, and you
Yeah.
take a bite of this.
But it's spicy.
It's spicy.
Oh, yeah.
It's spicy.
Depends on the individual.
So let's try. That's nice.
I think you can taste the grated coconut in it as well. Right? There's a bit of coarseness in the paste.
I really like
That's
that
the
actually.
coconut.
It's a little spicy, but I like it.
The prawn vade.
I'm a little bit concerned about eating the head.
Yeah, so what we do is we eat the entire thing because
Yeah.
it's so crispy now, and
Yeah.
you can actually eat the prawn with the shell.
Okay.
So it's meant to be eaten whole thing.
Let's try in the middle first. That is fresh. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's almost like a little savory donut
Exactly.
for the
This is-
Westerners in the audience. So what have we got here, Edwin?
Okay, this is Iba soup kambing, one of the best kambing soup in town.
Okay.
Right? Kambing is actually the Malay word for mutton or
Yeah.
lamb. So today we're going to have mutton soup, and this mutton soup is unique to the Indian Muslim community in Singapore. Right? And so what you can see on the signboard, you can see there are different types of the mutton soup. You can ask for number 1 with the meat.
Yeah.
Number 2 is with the ribs. Number 3 is with the legs. And number 4, the tongue.
Oh wow.
Number 5, the brain.
Oh my god.
And then number 6, the bones. And it's good.
And then there's a mixed one.
Yeah, that's right. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to try number 1, the meat. Just
Sounds
the meat
good.
alone.
Sounds
no
good.
brain, no tongue.
That's
but
great. Oh wow, look at that. That's incredible.
Boss, $10 meat. Meat, makan meat.
This is the ribs.
Oh wow. That is big. How long does it take to prepare everything at the start of the day?
I think 5 hours.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. So let's see if I can get a little bit of everything. The broth is unlike anything I've had before. The broth is like very unique. It's very good. And the meat itself, yeah, is like very soft, like fall off the bone tender. Very good actually.
I like the spiciness. It opens up your appetite in a way.
And then
Teh tarik.
Jessie got us some tea because I don't think I've ever had the proper tea here in Singapore.
So this is the teh tarik.
Yeah.
Teh tarik in Malay.
Yeah.
Teh means tea in Malay.
Yeah.
Tarik means pull, pulling the tea. Right? So you can see a bit of frothiness at the top.
So what's all in it? Like tea, sugar?
Yep, sugar and then condensed milk.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
So it's a bit of a sweet tea.
Oh, that's delicious. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Because like the kopi, the Singaporean kopi, like that usually
Yeah,
has
that's
condensed
right.
milk, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the tea.
That's actually a very, very smooth flavor. Delicious.
This stall here is called beetroot putu piring, right? And this is actually a local Malay snack. So this is how they cook it. They steam it on a steamer like that. Right? So the main ingredients are actually rice flour, so it's like a little mini-sized pancake.
Yeah.
Right. Inside the pancake is a little bit of a palm sugar filling, a filling made of palm sugar. We call gula melaka.
Okay.
Gula melaka is sugar from the palm tree, not from sugar cane. So it has a bit of that caramel taste to it.
All right, dessert time. What do you think?
Wow.
Very nice.
Yeah? Tasty? Netflix featured a good dessert place?
Yeah. You cannot go wrong with Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. I can't say I have had a dessert like this before, but I'm interested. Oh, I really like the filling. The filling is really nice, wow. And it's got this sort of just like softness, like melt in your mouth kind of thing. Yeah, wow. Very good, guys, wow. Highly recommend.
Alina, if you want to take a picture of this, it's called Juchet Road. Right, Juchet Road is named after the what they call him. They nickname him the King of Katong. Right, this gentleman, a Chinese businessman called Mr. Chu Juchet, who used to own vast tracts of coconut tree plantations in this part of town. But when the colonial administration decided one day to build a road through his plantations, Mr. Chu Juchet thought, okay, I don't need the government to buy the land here so that they can build the road. I will just let them build the road for free. And so the government then thought, okay, since we are given the permission by Mr. Chu Juchet to build a road through his plantation, why don't we name the road after him? Right?
Okay.
So that's why it's called Juchet Road. So after the road was built, Mr. Chu thought, hey, that road actually facilitates the transport of my coconuts to the port, from the plantations to the port. So it's actually it benefits me.
It worked out for him.
And actually the value of the land increases. So why don't I sell the tracts of land here to private developers to build their houses? And so today, no more coconut tree plantations, but instead you see houses or different commercial properties along this road.
Very nice. So now we're getting into some really interesting Chinese architecture, right?
Alright, so to be more exact, this will be Peranakan Chinese architectural style, this house. Now, something about the Peranakan Chinese people, this refers to the early Chinese immigrants who came to this part of the world, right? And in the early days, as early as the 14th century, many of them settled in the coastal areas of Java and Sumatra in present-day Indonesia, and they settled in places like Malacca in Malaysia. And these were mostly traders or seafarers, and they were men. Because in those days, Chinese women were not allowed to travel out of China in those years, in those days. So many of these men, when they came here and they married the local Malay girls. The local Malays. And so a new generation, a new community was formed. The Peranakan Chinese people. So the Peranakan Chinese people is a result of interracial marriages between the local Malays and the Chinese. Right? And so a new culture is formed, a new community was formed, right? Called the Peranakan Chinese. Now behind me, This one is a perfect example of a Peranakan Chinese house. This used to be a private residence, but today you can see there's a very popular cafe right here.
Yeah.
Very popular today on a Saturday morning. Now you look at the facade of this house, you can see that up there at the top it says 1928.
Yeah.
Right. So it was built in 1928, and you can see that on the facade there are plasters of animals like dragons, and you can see over there French windows. Right. The architectural style is a mix of Western and Asian, right? Okay, you can see the French windows,
Yeah.
right? And you can see the Corinthian columns, right? These are very Western influences in the architectural style. And then you can see on the facade, there are depictions of this mythical creature called Qilin. Qilin is spelled as Qilin. It's actually a mythical creature in Chinese mythology. Right. So this Qilin, can you see the brown? It looks like a dragon, looks like a horse. Right?
Yeah.
On the French windows, right? Somewhere on the French windows, near the French windows. This Qilin is there. Good luck and protection to the occupants.
Cool.
Right. So it's a common depiction on the facade of Peranakan Chinese houses.
Very interesting.
Singaporean burrito.
A Singaporean burrito.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. So just imagine something like a burrito, but Singaporean style, and the wrap for that burrito that we call popiah. This is called popiah. So the wrap for the popiah is handmade here. So this is one of only 2 establishments in Singapore that actually handmade the wrap.
But it's like a wheat wrap, or what is
It's
it?
a wheat wrap.
That's
right. Yeah.
And what do they fill it with?
The fillings will be stewed vegetables. Stewed vegetables mainly of turnip.
Yeah.
Turnip, carrots, right? Okay, and shrimp. Right. So
that sounds pretty good,
so
actually.
it's very healthy kind of burrito. We call popiah.
Hope it's gonna stay together. Oh, kind of. I'm just gonna go for it, guys. I've never had anything like that before. I really like the peanut and like kind of sauciness to it. That is really nice. Wow. You said that there wouldn't be something like this exactly in like, mainland China. It's a
that's right.
specialty
It's a
Singaporean Chinese.
Correct.
dish.
It's a Singaporean Chinese snack. Can smell the sweet-smelling Peranakan snacks. Right. So what we have here is an array of Peranakan snacks as well as the dumplings. Right. These dumplings are wrapped in bamboo leaves, and this one of the most popular Peranakan snack is this one. This is called onde onde. This is like a green mochi ball, right? Okay, this is the dough is made of glutinous rice flour with sweet potato puree, right? And in the dough, in this round green ball, right, is that fillings of gula melaka. It's a filling of the palm sugar, the caramel tasting, sweet tasting palm sugar called gula melaka. And this ball is covered with grated coconut. And then
that looks
what
good.
you do is I'll take one of this. I'll take one of this. Onde onde. Very soft. Put into my mouth.
So good.
And the sweetness will burst in your mouth. This is one of the best Singaporean snack. On day.
Ball of coconut.
Oh wow. That is so good, guys. Wow. It's so fresh. Like it literally is just like soft, just like a soft marshmallowy kind of texture. So good. Wow. Amazing.
All right, guys, this brings us to the end of our fabulous tour. Thank you so much, Edwin.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jessie. And like I said before, I'm going to have Edwin's details in the description. Definitely check out his tours because I feel like I got a much more local and in-depth experience of visiting Singapore than just, walking around by myself trying to figure stuff out. It definitely helps to have locals showing you around. So yeah, definitely check them out. But would love to hear from you guys in the comments. Have you been to Singapore? What was some of your favorite places? Please let us know. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and keep being your own kind of beautiful. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.